Hello, professors. This is going to be a little tour of my Digital Literacy for Incoming Freshmen course. It's the companion to the paper I wrote about the importance of digital literacy for freshmen in this new age of technology. Um, the goals were pretty simple: to just have a humorous, non-credit way of giving incoming students a primer, showing them what's out there, and getting them ready for academic work, hopefully. It's divided into three sections: consuming, producing, and securing. The very first section is to learn how to search. Um, each section, the three main tiers are divided into 5 subsections. I've made a series of YouTube videos or gotten some with permission. And each section has 1 or 2 assignments, either an essay or search component. So luckily, there's a lot of resources out there from universities and publications. So it's really helpful. There's so much out there, but I just wanted it to, coalesce into one place and for kids to learn things about the internet that they maybe didn't know. This assignment is to find the source of the graphic, and I'll kind of race through some of the others, but it's important, I think, that they see just how easy it is to do it right. It's a self-guided course, meaning the student, although they do submit things for grading at the end, they check off and say that they've completed the section. This is test student, so test student has already used some of these resources. The Cooperative Library Instruction Project was great. They had a lot of quizzes that they allowed me to reproduce with permission. And like I said, these sections are just real overviews. This is a video I made, and if you'd like to go through the course, you can enroll. I can provide you with a login. And just a video I made about Wikipedia and the dangers of relying on crowdsourced information versus scholarly information. The consuming section features several videos on using Google Scholar and debunking websites for not just information but photos and rumors and hearsay. I think it's helpful to use a bunch of YouTube videos and to use some other digital literacy courses that have been created. For example, the Tree Octopus was created for middle schoolers, and it was a very elaborate hoax, but the kids did go and discover that it no longer worked. This is my Wayback Machine tutorial. And you'll see here when I actually browse my own website, this site that I created in the spring semester of 2014, that I was having some administrative hassles with Moodle. Here's a error page. That was what existed then. Now it's all here. I detailed some of my struggles with the technology, with open source technology in general, in a memo to Professor Snyder and Lee. In any case, I'm sorry if this is tedious. It might be more fun to actually take the course yourself, but it is pretty time consuming. It would be a 5 to 10 hour commitment for a student, probably a lot faster if you weren't doing the coursework. Anyway, so this is, we've gotten through the consuming phase with the quiz. The final quiz is this photo real? And I did just want to show you a couple of things about Moodle and the multiple choice versus essay abilities. Apologies, sorry, I have to go back and take a look at this photo. It's a very simple internet hoax. A shark attacking a military man coming out of a helicopter. Multiple choice. After you click next and submit your oh, sorry, let me do that again. I'm sorry, I'm back. This is a long walk to get to this image, but to show you that when you've answered incorrectly, the the professor who designs the course can put in the correction and provide some links to better your knowledge. Okay, moving on. We are going back to the overview. We're in the producing section, and there are some remedial things here: computer skills, grammar and punctuation, how to correspond with a professor from Wesley, and how to ask for a favor or an opportunity from UC Santa Cruz. And it's important that kids know how to communicate because the net speak needs to be left at the door. My plagiarism section, of course, is very detailed. It has the most quizzes, links to quizzes from other universities, and it also has a few scare tactics in it from Grammarly, basically showing how professors have the ability to punch in any amount of text and find out the source pretty quickly. I think that will really help with plagiarism from Wikipedia. And then here we sort of lighten the mood in the next section about fair use and copyright. There's a lot of really helpful stuff out there, but there's still, of course, as you know, some gray areas. The MIT self-guided quiz I thought was pretty good. I'm not sure how to really differentiate between them. I just picked the ones that I thought were the easiest and most straightforward. Cornell, great exercises there as well. You can take them as a guest. So anyway, more information about plagiarism, quizzes, and discussions about fair use. And basically at the end of all of this material, which is pretty in-depth, some of it is entertaining, a lot of it is text-heavy, the student simply goes back to the digital literacy website project that I'm showing you here, and they just submit their results from the test, and it's an honor system. This section ends with the class mascot question. Our mascot, the Credible Hulk, always cites his sources, was used with permission from Reasonist Productions, and they make mugs and t-shirts with this image on it, and the question then for the student is it okay? Is this infringing? And is Reasonist infringing? And their position that it's satire and therefore it's fair use, I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to defend them on that and then move on. But there are a lot of cases where the area is gray, and that is one part of it where we can expand. But I think for college level work, all they need to know is that if you're not reproducing it for money, you're probably okay, but you need to cite your sources, and that just seems to be the theme. Professor Lee will remember some of these great speeches. Larry Lessing is wonderful, especially. And this is just an essay. There are some long presentations about how youth use music and video, and Lessing's point about creativity of the remix, we did it with the mixtape, but it wasn't online for everyone to see, makes some really good points. And I think that it's important for students to know that it is unfair, but it is the law of the land. The NPR series, The End of Privacy, was great. I think that it's frightening, but it will definitely correct some behaviors that we, of course, see with any young people, all ages, and some adults. Anthony Weiner being one of my examples in here. So here are just some, ways to protect your computer, ways to protect yourself from trackers if you want to, or just to be more aware of how you're being tracked. I think a lot of people are very surprised when Facebook has your browser history and starts selling you things that you were looking for. Again, I'm just running through these links that I've included and showing you that I've compiled all these resources for kids. And oops, okay, let me correct that link really fast. There's the correct link. Password manager information, things like that, so that students, if they're using their personal computers, will be a little bit more cautious. Also things like Snapchat. Snapchat was such an egregious privacy violation. But, be careful, buyer beware. If things are supposed to disappear, they might not. So here are some links about career opportunities and Facebook and, your online presence and other really helpful articles from recruiters, from universities, from all kinds of places. And, the the 5 Google results that will ruin your career is a good one because the image is so apropos to the college experience and the job hunt. Okay, so sorry to be so long-winded. I just want to review the last couple of points: the right to be forgotten, the paradox of privacy, other real thinkers, what goes on in the digital afterlife, which I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with now when, even your grandma's on Facebook. How do we transfer those digital assets? How do we back them up? Some of it's pretty creepy, these services that are out there. And the final, um, so that's more morbidity, more morbid things that you should consider about your online legacy. Anyway, the final assignment is getting a Creative Commons license for your blog, your website, anything that you want to write about this, and of course using a stable link, and anything you want to write about this course and what you've learned from it. And at the end, of course, there's a student satisfaction survey. Not that I'll ever have students, but it just asks some questions and helps me improve later. And once again, self-guided, so once they check everything off, they just submit it for grading. And if this were a real course, I guess there would be open enrollment periods and grading periods, and I would come back in and give everyone their grade. Test student here has a pretty abysmal grade in the course thus far, because test student didn't really write the essay portions properly, but you'll see it's a 63.64, so they pass. They can go to college now and write papers. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, of course, just send me an email and I will answer them for you. If you'd like me to make any corrections, I will. I look forward to talking to you.